Right, to give us an overview of the Council, its ambitions and our financial challenges, and certainly, I mean, the whole meeting this morning, you will be aware of the financial climate in which every local authority is trying to set its budgets. It's almost unparalleled in its difficulty. So wrestling with all this and going to give us a view about it all now is Julie Gill.
Good morning. As Jim says, my name is Julie Gill. I'm Director of Resources here at Cheshire West and Chester. I'm the senior officer who gets the job of wrestling with all the different priorities and requests as to where we would spend our money and how we allocate it. I just want to take a few moments just to give you a little bit of background and set the scene for the discussion you're about to have, just to give you the framework within which we're working. Just firstly, a little bit about our ambition and our history of where we've come from, even though we are quite young. We aim to be the best council. We've said that from the very start and before we actually started. We want to be one council with all services provided under one roof, which I think is quite important after the changes that LGR has brought for us. So we provide a very wide range of services all under one roof, from the roads to the children's sections, through to adult social care, waste collection, street cleaning, a whole range of services that previously may have been delivered in different places for you. And in delivering those services, we are aiming to be the very best council we can so that we can meet your needs. To make that vision a reality, we've tried to put a framework on that and to put some focus around it. We have three key areas that we focus on in setting our priorities and where we allocate our money. We want to put customers first. We want those services to be top class at the heart of customers at the heart of them. We want to follow best practice. We don't want to be doing things in an inefficient manner. And with inheriting 4 councils, 3.5 councils, we have quite a job on of making sure that the services we are delivered according to best practice. And last but certainly not least, we want to provide value for money, the key areas that we want to be an efficient and effective council. We will also focus on 4 regeneration programmes, looking at the different areas that we inherit, because as you'll hear more later, we do want to make sure that we are developing the borough as a whole. And we aim to achieve better outcomes and improved quality of life for all of our residents and businesses within our patch. In terms of the story so far, we came together on the 1st of April 2009, so we are just coming up to 10 months old. And we've managed to do that and bring the new council into being with no major disruptions to service delivery so far throughout the changes. We've built very strong relationships with local public sector agencies and other partners and local businesses too. So we've made quite a start on that, but we are going to keep going. We've redesigned our services already to be more effective and to make savings. And the recognition from the Audit Commission, who are our watchdog, if you like, is that we've made good progress and shown strong leadership. And those comments are on the Audit Commission's One Place website, where there is a write-up on what we've achieved to date. In redesigning those services to be more effective, we've already achieved £43 million of savings, which is more than the LGR business case was suggesting. Some of that money has been reinvested back into frontline services to try and help make an impact and to improve those services sooner rather than later. And we have a very clear plan for the future as to how we'd like to take that forward. But we have a few financial challenges, as this slide will show you. I'll come back to this, but at the very end you'll see our key challenge is a 30 million budget gap to meet over the next 3 years. That's what we estimate our challenge to be at the moment. To go into why that is, we think there will be fewer resources. Our income has been falling. We hope it will pick up again, but we can't budget on that or bank on that. We have, like many other councils, suffered from things such as lower parking charges, lower parking income, lower development costs, and also, I think particularly, lower interest on balances where we have money that is ready to, when we receive it before it's paid out, we invest it into the bank, and the interest on that has gone down by 80%, as you'll have all seen with national interest rates dropping. We're also expecting to get significantly, well, quite a bit less money from central government in the years ahead. You'll also have seen the headlines about public sector spending to be cut, various figures quoting 10%, 15% from politicians of various parties. What we have done is take an assumption as to where we think the cuts will fall, and we have budgeted for an estimated 10% reduction in the income that we get from local government, which is approaching £10 million. And we're expecting that to happen, not in the year just coming, but in the year after. So over our 3-year plan, you can see that's a big part of our 30 million gap. Okay. There's also a greater demand for services. Effective the recession, we're having quite an impact on the demands for our services. And of course, as Cheshire, many of you probably know, Cheshire does have a sort of slightly older population, and that is predicted to increase as well. Again, another issue that's been commented upon in the national press. We have committed to ensure that council tax increases don't exceed inflation, because we're very conscious of the impact that has on people and on our residents. So we are committed to making sure that that promise is kept to. And again, to return to the final point, all of those things culminate to bring us a gap of 30 million over the next 3 years, particularly from years 2 onwards. So we do have to be very careful where we sign the money, and in meeting those priorities and meeting the ambitions that we have, making sure that we deliver a financially stable platform from which to go forward. In terms of the consultation, we have developed proposals to meet our financial challenges and move us closer to our vision, and that's some of the detail of those are in the booklets that have been handed out to you today. But we're not pretending to have all of the answers. It's your money and it's your services. We couldn't possibly finalise setting the budget without hearing your views. And this question time event is one of the ways in which we'd like to hear them, but there are others. We have emails, we have web contact, and we also, of course, have the traditional letters. So we want to hear from you today, and also later, if in fact you don't get a chance to speak today. In terms of what happens next, the budget consultation that we're currently in runs until Friday, the 29th of January. So please, if you could let us have comments today or later in the week or other methods, and we'll go through that later too. Your comments will be used to inform the budget plans, and the feedback consultation from the budget will be published in early February. Final decisions on the budget for next year will be made at a budget council on the 25th of February 2010, and that will be held, I think, at the County Hall this year. So you will be able to, if you wanted to, come along and see the budget set and what the final decisions are. Okay, so hopefully that's given you some framework and background for you to ask your questions in, and I'll hand back to Jim to carry on.